Hey there, little eyelashes. Welcome to Tarot Third Eye. I sat down to shuffle this morning, and the word Aries just kept bouncing around in my head. So if that's your sign, eyelashes, I think the universe wants me talking to you specifically. I pulled 3 cards, and they've got some things to say. Well, hello there, Magician. This is one of those cards that just radiates pure potential. Like everything you need is already in your hands. You're just figuring out how to use it. Look at this figure with one hand pointing up to the heavens, one pointing down to the arch. That's you right now. You're becoming this bridge between what you dream and what you can actually make happen. And those symbols on the table, cups, pentacles, swords, wands, every tool you could possibly need is right there waiting for you. I'm getting a really strong message about the number 7 for someone watching this. 7 as in completion of a cycle, like you've been learning something for 7 months or 7 years, and now you're ready to actually apply it. If that's you, pay attention. There's this energy of finally understanding your own power. Not in some mystical way, I mean the very practical realization that you have more control over your circumstances than you've been giving yourself credit for. Someone out there has been waiting for permission to start something, and this card is basically saying the only permission you need is your own. The magician never doubts whether they can do the thing, they just start doing it. And that confidence? It's not arrogance, it's clarity. You're seeing your situation clearly for maybe the first time in a while. And with that clarity comes this quiet knowing that yes, you can handle whatever comes next. The tools are there. The moment is now. The question is just whether you're ready to stop preparing and start creating. This is brutal. The 10 of Swords, and I mean that in the most necessary way possible. Look at this figure, face down, with 10 swords in their back. It looks like the end of everything, and honestly, for some of you, it is. But here's what most people miss about this card. Those swords aren't moving anymore. Whatever was stabbing you in the back, whatever was slowly killing your spirit, it's done. Finished. You've hit rock bottom, which means the only direction left is up. I'm seeing the color red very strongly here. Not blood, but dawn. Because look at that horizon line. Even in this card of absolute defeat, there's light breaking through. The darkest hour really is just before sunrise. And some of you are about to discover what that actually means. Remember that magician we just saw with all those tools and all that power? Well, sometimes you have to lose everything before you realize what you're actually capable of creating. This 10 of Swords is clearing the deck. All those old stories, all those ways you've been betraying yourself or letting others betray you, they're ending. There's a specific message here for anyone who's been holding onto something that's already dead. A relationship, a job, a version of yourself that stopped serving you months ago. You know what it is. This card is saying stop performing CPR on what's meant to be buried. I keep getting the number 3 with this. Like in 3 days, 3 weeks, maybe 3 months, you're going to look back and see this moment as the beginning, not the end. The thing about hitting rock bottom is it gives you a solid place to build from. The swords have stopped moving. The damage is done, but so is the pain. What comes next is entirely up to you, and after seeing that magician's confidence, I have a feeling you're going to surprise yourself with what you build from these ashes. Now here's where things get interesting. The 7 of Swords, and after everything we've just walked through, this card is asking some pointed questions. See this figure tiptoeing away with those swords? At first glance, it looks like theft, like deception, but I'm getting something much more complex here. Sometimes what looks like stealing is actually reclaiming what was yours all along. I keep seeing the image of someone quietly packing their things in the middle of the night. Not because they're running away, but because they finally understand that some exits don't require explanations or permission. You know who you are. You've been planning your escape for months, maybe longer, and this card is saying the window is open. The number 7 keeps showing up in this reading, doesn't it? First with the magician, now here. 7 as completion, as mastery, but also as strategy. This isn't impulsive. This is calculated. You've learned something important about timing, about when to be direct and when to be clever. After that, 10 of Swords cleared everything out. After you hit that rock bottom and found solid ground, now you're being strategic about what you take with you into this next phase. Those swords in this figure's arms, they're tools, skills, pieces of yourself that you're not leaving behind. But notice, they're not taking all the swords, they're being selective. I'm hearing the word stealth very clearly, and for someone watching this, that's your guidance right now. Not everything needs to be announced. Not every boundary needs to be explained. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself and others is to simply and quietly remove yourself from situations that no longer serve you. There's something about a back door here, or maybe a side exit, a way out that doesn't require confrontation or drama. The magician showed you that you have all the tools. The 10 of Swords cleared the old patterns, and now this 7 is saying use your intelligence. Be strategic about your liberation. For those Aries energies that call this reading forward, this is about choosing wisdom over warrior mode. Sometimes the bravest thing isn't charging forward. It's knowing when to step sideways, when to take the path that preserves your energy for battles that actually matter. The figure in this card isn't looking back. They've made their decision, gathered what they need, and they're moving towards something better. That dawn we saw breaking in the 10 of Swords, you're walking toward it now, and you're walking smart. What a journey we just walked together, eyelashes, from the magician's pure potential through that necessary ending of the 10 of Swords to the strategic wisdom of the 7. The thread running through all of this is about reclaiming your power. First, recognizing you have it, then letting go of what's been draining it, and finally being smart about how you use it moving forward. The universe is basically saying you're graduating from one version of yourself into something much more intentional. That rock bottom wasn't your destination, it was your foundation. If you're here for a reason, so hit subscribe if this landed, and let me know in the comments if that number 7 has been following you around, or if red has been showing up in your week somehow. Those signs aren't coincidences. Aries, if the universe pulled you here for this message, I really hope this gave you the clarity you needed about your next move. Sometimes the bravest thing is knowing when to step sideways instead of charging straight ahead. Take care of yourselves, little eyelashes. You're more powerful than you remember and smarter than you're giving yourself credit for.